Here we are. Okay. Where do we want to begin? As I attempt to not use a particular two-letter word that I use, I think, far, far too often, starting with an S and ending with an O.
Well.
Where do we want to start? Last we left off, Maven was attempting to locate Izzy. Praxis was investigating backgrounds of about several thousand individuals and being requested by head of the legal team to retrieve certain information from Izzy. And then I believe Kant was on a journey to make friends with the lobby of every department. Who wants to step up?
I'm happy to continue looking for potential identities for Maven.
That would help. That way, Maven actually has something to do.
Covers, yeah. So what kind of thing are you looking for?
Something cybersecurity-ish
Which
was immediate or his first choice.
Which leads us immediately to somebody. You would be looking towards somebody in Blackfire.
Okay. Anything you'd like me to roll for that, or?
This would definitely be investigation plus intelligence.
Okay. A very healthy 6. Two.
With 2 successes, you would be able to... It does seem like there is a certain... You are noticing one thing. Let me put it like this. With everything that's going on, Blackfire is expanding. Now, whether or not that's permanent expansion or just temporary due to the situation, that is another matter entirely. But I was going to say, but that being said, even if it's just temporary, that might be somewhat more appropriate. Might actually be better.
Okay, I would like to make a call to Blackfire's personnel department.
After a few moments, hello? We don't usually get calls from DevaCorp HR?
Oh, and I just wanted to check through some of your potential new employees. Sorry, my name is Dash Khatri. I do the background checks for the entire company.
Yes,
You may have seen an email.
I actually, I haven't checked my email yet, but I kind of already knew all of that information. Our phone screening process is quite nice.
No, of course, and just with the recent history and Alia Kapil, I thought it prudent to do further checks into everyone, which is obviously taking up quite some time, but I see that you're taking on additional employees.
Yes, there is a certain level of expansion that is going to be needed. We do handle our own hiring still.
No, of course I won't tell you who you should employ. I just wanted to run my own background checks on those that you're looking at bringing on board.
That's awfully, kind of you, but you know what? I don't think a second pair of eyes would hurt. I'm sure your background checks are thorough in their own way. Well, I doubt they're as thorough as ours. Maybe there's something you might catch, that we don't. Just different manners of looking at different things.
Of course. And everything that's gone with Miss Capil, I would rather not be caught out for a second time. I'm sure you understand.
No, actually, I can agree with that. I can get some of the... Obviously, I have to get, Ooh. This is something I will have to push up the chain, because there is certain levels of security clearance that are needed for certain individuals, so that definitely needs to be discussed.
Absolutely.
One of my superiors will most likely be in contact with your superior, and we will work from there.
Of course, and if anyone has further questions, my door is always open, as is my phone line.
All right. Is there anything else I can help you with today?
I don't think so. That would be all.
Oh, and sorry, I forgot to do this. And you hear the clearing of a throat. This voice communication is being recorded for assurance, security, and all other things. Just so you know.
I wouldn't expect anything less.
All right. I will... You may or may not hear from me in the future. I can't be 100% certain it'll be me.
No problem. I'll wait to hear from your department when the time comes.
The line goes dead.
Just listen for a moment to see if anyone was listening. Are there any additional clicks or...
Okay, so I want you to give me a perception. And this is going to be a contested.
Do it again.
Yeah, okay, let me... This one out. I think this would be wits, yeah. Sense. Decent die pool. You do eventually hear a line click.
And on the private messages, I will say, found potentials in cybersecurity. Obviously, all encoded phrasing.
Yeah.
Found some potentials in cybersecurity. New employees coming in. Potentially, a new identity can be falsified. Can be created. A new cover can be created if you wish to join that, or a pre-existing one. And then, additionally, someone is listening.
Listening. Okay. I mean, who wouldn't be listening? Maven's kind of just talking to himself. Of course, someone's listening. Everyone's always listening. So, was any information about potential covers sent, or just there are some available?
There are more coming in, but I don't have any details yet.
Okay. So, he'll reply something like, "If when you get some names, something I can track and work with, directly, then I can start, worming my way in."
The other thing as well is if you create someone, and I can probably create confusion and say that I've got this name listed, but that didn't come through on your side. Do you know anything about this? And we essentially put a new identity in.
Oh, I see.
If you can create one.
Okay. That'll work. So basically, yeah, make a new one, and then just kind of stick them in.
Yeah, go.
Throw their
Hold on.
paperwork with the rest.
But I'll make a point of saying, why haven't you sent me this person's details? I've got this person on new employees. Where is it on your side? And make them think that it's their fault.
Okay. I would like to do that.
So in the meantime, while that is still going on, is there any other places you would like to search Maven for Izzy, since all the local haunts are?
Her local spots are ghosted. And she didn't leave any clues or tracks. She's too good for that. Maven's known her for a while, and while he's concerned that she up and left, there's no sign of a struggle or anything, so whatever she's up to is something that, well, she's up to. So, I mean, with no further clues, the rest, I don't know, check her. I've already checked her domicile, right? Her apartment, her house.
The local haunts.
I wonder if I could track her phone.
Give me a roll, because this would be a roll.
Yeah, that would be a roll. I'll give it a try.
And how are you doing it?
Well, that would normally be a intelligence computer, yes?
Okay, so you're doing a bit of signal tracing, hacking type deal.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I assume I would have her phone number, and so maybe using that, get, IPs and all techno babble that I don't actually know. My character knows. That's what's important.
Yes, give me a roll.
He does not.
No. What I would say you would find out in this case is that it's like her phone hasn't been used. So where you would expect there to be a trail, there's just nothing.
Okay, that's interesting. Because even on airplane mode, it still sends out a signal. It still tracks itself. So even airplane mode is disabled. Maybe battery is out, or even the backup battery is out. I don't know. Maven's probably hit a dead end as far as trying to track Izzy. She doesn't want to be found. She doesn't want to be found. I guess he'll just have to trust that whatever she's doing won't be a detriment to whatever we're doing. So either she's still working for us and whatever she's doing is going to benefit us, or she's not working for us, but as long as she's not working against us, Maven's okay with that. And he'll pass that on to the message board. Can't find Izzy. She's ghosted. I don't foresee she's working against us.
Kant? We'll start with that coming through.
Well, this is unsettling news, but people drop off the grid all the time. So, I mean, until I have any proof that I need to go, do something about that. Tie up a loose end. Business as usual, I suppose. And that business is trying to figure out what's going on in this building.
So, since you're visiting so many different departments, and honestly, having the exact same conversation 14 or so times is exceedingly tedious and boring, we're not going to do that. What I will let you do, however, is roll me a manipulation plus socialize. And from that, we'll see how many successes you get, and I'll figure out what those successes mean once I see them.
Roll 20. Are you like feeling okay? There we go.
2 successes. So what I think for 2 successes, are there multiple companies that you are interested in?
I want to. So I know it is some kind of biological agent or something that we're dealing with, some kind of disease that
Yes.
the company is now dealing with. I want to know more. I want to know what's going on with that. So company wise, if I recall correctly, the manager person said Chiron was working pretty heavily on it.
Yep, under Keystone Pharma.
Yeah, so either Chiron or that Keystone Pharma are probably the most important companies to harass for information.
Yeah, just for clarification, Keystone is Chiron.
Ah, okay. I had it written down as a separate company.
They have them on separate floors, but it's one of those things. Technically, the top, the 75th, 76th, 77th, and 78th floors all belong to Chiron themselves. Keystone,
like a subsidiary or something.
Yeah, it's a subsidiary of Chiron.
Okay. Well, I think they're the most important people to ask about things.
So, since this was a socialized role, you're not really trying to get information at this point. This is more just being a known quantity, as it were. I would say storyline or mechanical wise, if you would like at this point, I would allow you to purchase maybe 1 dot of contacts. And what you can get from 1 dot of contacts in this organization.
Sounds like a reasonable idea.
So, probably have to open it in the core because this is 1.5 edition and things are still somewhat split. So, with that being said, unless people have anything else they want to do with this day, we can roll forward.
Well, Maven would start looking for an outside cover to try and put into Blackfire. Get the paperwork going.
Okay. Give me a cover roll. What roll was it? What is it technically called?
I don't know.
Oh yeah, you have to build your own roll for getting cover dots, essentially.
Right. Okay. So this would be like a continuation of what I've been doing, essentially.
Yes.
Okay. It was manipulation socialized last time. can I, since I'm trying to focus on cybersecurity, could I do maybe computers with something else, or intelligence socialized instead of manipulation, or computers manipulation? You know what I mean?
Let's do manipulation plus computer. The idea behind this is you're still using your tried and true methods, but you're trying to impress a rather, we will just refer to them as a NEET and move on.
Okay. All right, I'm gonna willpower it because I feel like it. Because I want to cover so I can get to work. Yes, 5 successes. What do I win?
You win exactly what that meant last time.
It was straight to cover XP, as I recall.
Yes. So, how much cover XP do you have? You have?
With that one, 11.
11's... And how much does it cost per cover dot?
That's an excellent question. You'd think I would have looked that up ahead of time. But alas.
I think it's 3 or 4, right? I don't remember.
Oh, that's
it's like your...
pretty hefty.
Well, yeah, it's like your humanity.
However,
as I recall, we also get a bonus based on Primum, yes? Remember where I read that. Like when you're making a new cover, you buy your first dots and then a bonus of Primum is added, right?
I do not recall that.
This is the point where everybody opens up their books and starts looking so we can find it faster.
Yeah.
Cover, it says cover is 2.
Oh,
I was wrong, I guess.
So that's 5, at least 5 dots.
That's passable.
Yeah, it's certainly something you can work with.
All right, well then I'm gonna spend that on 5 cover and start having a workable cover here.
This is a patchwork cover, so this is kind of bits and pieces pulled together from various lives. This isn't what was done last time where you were just given one. Or you took one. Let's phrase that properly.
All right, so patchwork, page 116. I'm going to read that.
Yep. So without much further ado, the next day rolls in. Not much has changed. That being said, I need everybody to roll me... Everybody that still works at Devacorp. I need everybody to roll me perception.
Me too?
You don't work there yet.
I don't.
Oh, 5.
Yeah!
5 successes. Okay.
Oh.
So, both of you would notice this, even though one of you got 0 successes. There is now Blackfire security on every elevator. Now, some things that Praxis notices. They are no longer letting people swipe their own IDs. They swipe your ID. You notice a slip-up, Praxis. Some of them, specifically 2 individuals that you've noticed throughout the day. One of them, they're both privates. They're low rank and file members. Names are inconsequential, but they are both foreign names. One of them is a private see, I wanted to give an actual name, and then the very first one that went through my head was Private Johnson, just because it's funny. Like, that immediately went through my head, and I'm just like, darn it. And I started laughing. Last name, Lincoln, and then the other one that you notice throughout the day is a Private Cortez.
And what do they do what's the slip up in question?
They don't ask for your card. They just swipe their own. Which allows you to make mental note of something. Their level of security has also, their level of access has also been massively increased, as all the elevator button lights light up when they swipe their card. If you recall, they only had access to certain floors the last time you used one of their cards. It seems like they have unbridled access now.
Good to know.
Unfortunately, Kant, you don't notice if any of the people riding your elevators do that or not throughout the day. Is there anything you guys wish to do throughout today?
I will check in and see if anything has come from Maven or from Blackfire.
Blackfire.
I'll let Maven know access all areas as well.
Blackfire has sent you over a couple of personnel files for you to go ahead. It seems like what they have done is, they have decided to do is that they conduct their checks first with all the prerequisite security clearances that they need, and then they pass it off to you with no notes or anything like that, other than just look through this. So,
okay,
if you would like to give me a roll for doing your job.
Able employment, usual. Oh. Intelligence investigation.
Yeah.
I got 1.
Everything's looking clear on your end. Most of these individuals don't have any sort of background in cybersecurity, since that is something specifically you're kind of looking for. These do seem to be more... They are either ex-police or ex-military, wherever they come from. They seem to be more rank and file individuals.
Okay, I will... Anything from Maven on the...
Well, he would have sent you some details. I need a random name generator because I don't have a name.
Fantasy name generator, and then you click on the actual name part of it, and then you should be able to get a list of different options, real names. There we go. And then you can choose the location that you want your real name to be from. You'll get hundreds of options. This is my go-to site for random name generation. You can probably see why very quickly.
I use it as well.
It's very nice.
Not sponsored.
Not sponsored. Unless they want to pay us.
Do you want to sponsor us?
Pretty sure it's just one person hosting that site. Like, I don't think.
That doesn't matter. Do they want to sponsor us?
That's the important bit.
Because I will promote you. I will make an ad for you.
Well, you seem to know how to use it quicker than I do because I'm having trouble finding real names.
What nationality?
I just name. Local. So where are we?
So that would be Hindi names, male, female.
Flip a coin. One for male, two for female.
I've got a coin. Call it.
I've already. So, Pooter. Here is the first list of generated names. There you go.
I vote Ayan Kamaf. Right there in the middle. Copy that and paste it.
Okay. Just so everybody knows the syllables that came out of Pooter's mouth there.
Yes.
So going through all of the documentations, after a while I'll go through the process, look ahead, and I will get in contact with Blackfire and say, do you have details for Ayan Kamaf?
Put a pin in that for a moment. Kant?
Well, we continue our grand expedition of harassing people who work here. I will actually. On one hand, you probably just keep harassing companies, but that's gonna get boring, so we'll go harass the other previous NPC to see what he thinks about the changes in the company's direction and see if that's influencing his project. Because I'm still getting paid, so I do need to know.
You're referring to the professor's project.
Yeah, Mr. Owen, what's his name? I don't know.
So you're at the warehouse later that evening.
Well, presumably he works, but...
So you want to track him down at work.
I mean, I've figured it might be easiest. I'm already there, but I mean, it's up to you, I suppose.
You could probably catch him in the public floor, the 60th floor, where everything seems to go down because it's public. He kind of smirks. It doesn't really hamper nor hinder me. It has a new level of security. Now, that thing that they have locked up in the laboratories / storage, I don't know where they're keeping it necessarily at this time. I have some ideas on that. I have a couple of tests that I want to run on it myself. But my particular company is on the low end, so who knows if I'll ever when and if I'll ever get the sample that I need to run my tests.
Are you aware what it is that you need a sample of? I understand it to be some form of disease, but is this tissue samples or?
Uh, I'm not entirely sure. I was just assuming it was going to be a culture of some kind. He kind of shakes his head left and right. Immune to such things as a general rule, but with the way they're acting, I wonder if there's something more to this.
It is odd. I don't believe there's been much on news about this.
Most of it's regulated to Brazil and the surrounding areas. Right now, to my understanding of it and my limited understanding of the Portuguese language, infection rate seems to be incredibly high. However, at this time, no symptoms. However, that doesn't... I mean, if you think about it from any sort of microbiology standpoint, that is a highly efficient organism. Because right now, it's not producing any sort of ill effects. It's not necessarily providing any beneficial effects, but if it's able to pass easily, then I would say it's a pretty successful organism.
If it is able to pass, then it's a symptom we don't understand yet, because pathogens do not simply spread with no form of transmission. Even the simple common cold passes via respiratory tracts.
Exactly. Which, given our knowledge of certain things, makes one wonder, does it not?
Wonder is a word. Whatever it is, both this company and other greater forces are interested in it, and thus I am by extension. I suppose my hand is forced to be played in this manner.
What do you mean?
I can't sit idly by and watch opportunity pass me. If whatever it is interesting to both this company and, as I've mentioned, hinted at otherwise, other forces, I have to care about it.
So, what I can do? You're part of the management team, right?
Correct. Obviously, I would not have immediate access to any laboratory notes.
Yeah, you're what, customer service?
I could get in, but it'd be a one-way trip.
And unfortunately, my attempts to get anything are being... They're not being denied, they're being delayed. I would say I would be willing to cooperate on this matter since you were willing to cooperate with me on my work. If you were maybe a different type of manager, you could maybe push my paperwork through, but I doubt what you could say would push my paperwork through.
So, just to temporarily put a hold on this in character, I have a really stupid idea, and I want to know.
Oh no.
A famous
Yeah.
line of Gandhi.
The answer is yes.
Everybody, you know what
I
time it
could
is.
do it, but I don't know if. No, okay, hold on. No, this is cyber harassment. Okay, so the embed.
Don't you dare call me a bully. I'm so much worse than that.
The embed. In my pocket, can I just pull out a sample of whatever they have in that laboratory? It doesn't specify that I need to, like, seen it or anything like the exploit version.
Huh.
It's called In My Pocket.
Yes, in my pocket. So yeah, it's... Yeah, while the embed's highly versatile, it does have its limitations. For one thing, it cannot produce an object that has been established as not being in the demon's pocket. It cannot produce an object belonging to or in the possession of another person. So you could produce a cell phone, but not a specific person's cell phone. You can produce like a badge or form of identification, but it won't be tailored to the character, etc.
So I suppose the argument would be, has it been established that it's not in your pocket, and does it count as someone owning it if it's in the company's possession, right?
Yeah.
You physically cannot own a disease. Like, that's 100%, and diseases can be in pockets. Like, legitimately, this falls into, yes, this actually does work. I don't know if this is a great, this is definitely a stupid idea.
Maybe not here in the public area. Alright.
You coward.
Can you specify it's in like an enclosed petri dish or something?
Yeah, perhaps I could pull out a petri dish of super plague.
Just pull out a massive just ooze. This is the disease.
It's just a pulsating chunk of like flesh. Here you
Yeah, that was exactly what was going to happen.
This just gets worse and worse.
Oh, alright, no, I have to do this now, but I'm not gonna do it here. So, jumping quickly back to in character. Yes, my current position is not really able to push through many things paperwork-wise. I have an idea. I have a few. I believe I can maybe pull some strings, requisition what you're looking for, but not here. Well, not obviously. I'll need some time.
I would be immensely grateful because I don't have a good feeling about this. Well, let's just say I don't have a good feeling about it, and the sooner I get to look at it, the sooner I can start moving around it.
I'm most interested to get my eyes on it as well, but given the concern we appear to share, PPE, we should acquire some, and more than just these commercial grade equipment that they've been providing.
Oh, I can get us I can get us that. I already have that, actually. Certain versions of my work require certain levels of PPE that, well, let's just say the masks and gloves that they provide here are insufficient.
Good. An interesting fellow you are. Interesting is a polite word, a common word I will use. Let us continue this at another date.
Absolutely. As he gets up, he kind of pauses and stares at a person. And he goes, one of the enigmatic archivists. And as you follow his gaze, it is the person that you bumped into before. Not carrying around 14 pounds of notes.
I sure hope he didn't listen to her. Okay. I will acknowledge that I look at it, like, I'll look at him, but I'm not going to try to get his attention at all, just because I know what he is, and I don't want to get his attention if I don't have to.
They're very interesting people, the archivists. They never leave this building. I've met 4 or 5 of them. To my understanding, they actually have rooms upstairs for them to live in.
An interesting situation. I can't say being trapped in a cubicle all your life is a good life, but I suppose benefits might be otherwise.
I don't know, but it's even rare to see them out on this floor. Again, rumor mill has it. And he kind of pauses and he goes, "You can tell I've been in this company for way too long, can't you?"
Given your concerns about people, I'm surprised.
Yeah. Well, that being said, my concerns about people is why I work abroad mostly. I feel like that's going to be coming up in the relative near future as well. Another trip. Maybe I'll...
Vacation to Rio, are you?
Huh. Rio? No. Think I'll go back home for a while. We'll see how the end of this year goes. Maybe I'll... at the end of this year, I'll head back to Ireland for a while. I have a homestead outside of Dublin. It's secluded enough that it doesn't cause too many issues if I hang out there for days or weeks.
Fair. But, yes. I have things to get put into motion.
Give me a call whenever they're in motion and ready to go.
Acknowledging nod and split off in an inconspicuous direction.
Is there a reason for the inconspicuous direction?
There's an angel, like, probably 20 feet away from me.
You have just finished listening to this week's episode of Demon the Descent, Frayed Wires, part of the Domain Gaming's Contagion Anthology, written and told by Wyverian. A special thanks to you, the listener, and if you wish to continue supporting us, subscribe, like, and share. As always, comments are welcome. Until the next chapter, don't stop asking yourself, what does one do if the slaver is the key to one's survival?